Okay, hello. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Hopefully, hindi ako
Yes
naka-mute.
po, sir.
Hi, good morning. So, welcome to Math 174. Ano bang gagawin natin sa first day? But anyway, I'm Neil Jerome A. Gargin. I'm going to be your lecturer for this semester. Um, Facts about me. I've been connected with the university since 2009. So probably I haven't met any of you before because I went out to study in 2016. So yun pala. Please at the start mute your microphones. But if you want to speak, you can unmute yourselves. All right. So yeah, going back, I've been out since 2016. I just came back last June. Tama nga ba? Yeah, I went back June to return to service to the university, and this is my first official semester. Though I taught UP Open University last mid-year term for a linear algebra course there. But yeah, actually, it's also officially my first semester back. So yeah, I'm still getting familiar with the remote setup here in UPLB. Though in the past semesters, I also taught in the US remotely kasi ganun din sa university namin done remote classes then, but I am not familiar how it is done in UPLB. So let's figure it out together. All right. So I think that's all about it that you need to know about me. If you want to know more about what I'm doing academically, research-wise, and so on, you can visit my website. Nandun siya sa course module. Or if you want to know my hobbies, nandun din siya. So you can see some of my painting collections, One Piece collectibles, and so on. So nandun siya. So for today, I think we should just go over the module and probably a little bit of an introduction and orientation. So, but I think you already did some during your lab classes. Ano yung ginawa niyo sa lab? Anong mga napag-usapan niyo doon? Because I told your lab instructors, bahala na kayo sa lab. So I don't know what you specifically did. So, do you want to share what you did in the lab? Or ayaw niyo magsalita? Come on, guys. Feel free to share something. Ayaw talaga. Frazel, are you trying to say something? Mukhang, okay, breakdown ng grading, kay Sir Dylan daw, nag-discuss daw ng breakdown ng grading. Tapos, introduce yourself po. Okay, yeah. I don't know kung kakayanin pa nating introduce yourself in the lecture, but hopefully I'll at least know you as the semester progresses. So feel free if you want to turn on your cameras or turn it off kung ano yung mas komportable kayo. Pero if you want to also put a profile picture, that would be better. So I can attach a face to the names that I see here, hindi lang puro initials. Okay, so I guess let's do a little bit of orientation about the course, the lecture lab setup, probably some things about the first module. And have you tried Canvas before? Because our learning management system for the class would be Canvas. So though it's also my first time using Canvas, so sabay-sabay natin siyang aralin. But if you want, we can go over Canvas later, a little bit of a tour in our Canvas worksite. So yeah, para mas guided kayo. But let's probably start glossing over module one, which is I hope you guys have a copy of this. This is our material for the first week. By the way, all the materials for the course will be divided into modules. So weekly modules naman siya. You can see it in Canvas. Although there only modules 1 and 2, I guess, are available so far. We'll be populating the site with the other modules as we go along. So tinatapos na namin yung lab exercise. So the modules will compose of I think 3 or 4 parts. So here, I have a section I call the Before You Proceed, which is basically yung study guide. Parang nakita ko sa usually course guides ng other colleagues ko rito that they used last semester in UPLB. They have what they call the study guides for every week. But I decided to incorporate the study guides into the module para isang file na lang yung titingnan nyo. So you can be assured that what you get in the modules, yung PDF file na module, they are standalone materials for the entire week. Most likely you wouldn't need any other file for that particular week. If so, konti lang. Kasi bulk, if not all of the things that you need for a particular week are contained, would be contained in the modules. All right. So don't don't skip over the Before You Proceed section, because this will tell you the summary of what will happen in the week, what are the important dates to remember, what are the submissions required for that particular week, and most importantly, you will see there the objectives for the module. All right. So for instance, here in module 1, the specific dates that it cover is enumerated here, and then we have the lab session is also here, and then also the deadline for any submission required. So at the end of week 1, you need to submit lab exercise 0 via Canvas, and the deadline is on the 20th of September at near midnight, 11:59 p.m. So parang ganito yung magiging setup. So usually on a particular week, you have modules, you need to read on them, or if you have the capability, you can instead attend the live sessions, because I'll try to make the lab sessions like the normal classes. So kung may capability naman kayo to attend the synchronous sessions, please do so, kasi I think I will not just do it as a consultation, but also as a discussion of the actual topics to be covered in a particular week. So expect this to be the online version of what we should have been doing if we are meeting face-to-face. So yun nga lang, hindi tayo personal na magkakasama, and I don't have a blackboard to write the things, but I'll try my best to simulate it in an online environment. Okay? Those synchronous sessions are not required, or your attendance to them are not required, but they are highly encouraged. So in the event that you don't have the capability or you cannot attend the live sessions, a recording of the sessions will be available for you. And that's the reason why in Lab Exer 0, I ask you to fill out a consent form, so that I'll have leeway on deciding to which platform ko i-upload yung recordings, right? The rest assured, no sensitive data pertaining to you guys will be uploaded in the video. So probably save for the display picture or your initials in the recording. Pero yeah, if that's fine with you, then thank you. So para hindi ko na i-edit yung video na i-upload ko, because some students find it easier to watch the recordings via YouTube, or kasi yeah, mababa yung bandwidth. You have data providers having these promos for only YouTube use. But there would be recordings via Teams, so okay lang then if you have unlimited bandwidth with your connection. All right, so yeah. Pero kung talagang wala kayong capability to attend the synchronous videos, the modules are self-contained. So nandiyan na yung lahat ng comments, or almost all of the comments that I would have delivered in a live class. The materials, ako mismo yung sumulat niyan. The work text, ako rin yung sumulat. So the idea when I wrote that ay maging self-contained siya. Kung ano yung sasabihin ko sa lecture, ano yung script ko tuwing lectures, yun yung nandun sa work text. Kaya medyo wordy yung work text. So it's still fine if you cannot join synchronous sessions, nor if you cannot watch the videos, then the work text and the modules will be as self-contained as possible. All right. Okay, so the setup is you have modules for a particular week. Say we are at module X. Then yung lab exer or yung any submission attached to that module will be due on the Monday of week X plus 1. So, laging isang week yung ibibigay para basahin niyo yung modules, mag-attend kayo ng live sessions, and then also to do the laboratory exercise or any submission required. The deadlines are on Monday, right before midnight, 11:59 p.m., so that you can still meet with your lab instructors on that Monday so that they can guide you or answer your questions. So before you upload your final laboratory exercise in Canvas. So it is highly encouraged, if you have time, to do the lab exercise before the lab session so that you already know what questions you ask or what are the difficulties you encountered para specific na yung guidance sa inyo ng inyong mga lab instructors, all right? But if you don't have time, then you can spend the time allotted for the lab exer to do the laboratory exercise, because yun yung bilin ko sa mga lab instructors when they design, because I ask them to design the laboratory exercises. See to it that one lab exer is good for 3 hours, which is basically your lab class schedule, right? Though merong mga lab exers na kalahati, merong lab exer 1.1 and 1.2. So supposedly or theoretically, dapat sila ay tig 1.5 hours. Because gusto ko i-streamline din yung laboratory exercises so that you don't have to submit any submission or not to submit submissions every week. So may mga ligtang yung mga submissions, all right? Okay, so to guide you in reading the modules, I wrote some module objectives. These are the things that you need to look out for when you're reading the modules or if you are attending the live sessions, all right? So kaya importante yung first page nung modules. So kindly read them. And then the next part, next section of the modules will be, I forgot the name. I think I called it Here We Go with the topic at hand. So ito na yung actual discussion. So in module 1, the actual content that we want you to read is the course information. So makikita niyo na dyan, what is Math 174? I just realized that it is not required anymore to be as math students. Required na lang sa applied math students, but I think kasi nung time namin required pa yung Math 174 for math majors. But I think this is very helpful for math students. That's why I asked some of my advisees to also take this as a major elective. Make sure you satisfy the course prerequisites. So kailangan tapos na kayo ng Math 38 and AMAT 152 or ComSci 21 para officially mabigyan ng grade in Math 174. Also, it is important because we will assuming that you still remember topics from Math 38 or AMAT 152. So yun yung mga magiging assumptions namin dito. So huwag kayong mabibigla kung sa mga lab exers, halimbawa nag-discuss tayo ng interpolation. So ang result ng interpolation, makakuha ka ng isang polynomial. So don't expect na yun lang yung hanapin namin sa lab exer. Na hanapin niyo yung polynomial, i-run niyo tong program na to, makukuha niyo yung polynomial. No. What we want you to do is to incorporate or integrate those learnings that you got from lower courses. So instead of just asking you what's the polynomial, baka tanungin namin ano yung maximum ng polynomial. And for that, to know how to do optimization, which you encountered in Math 36 already. So yung mga ganun topics, so just be prepared to review them in case you forgot them. So yeah. There are 5 broad learning outcomes for the course, so kindly read on these. So, but one major misconception about Math 174 is that they thought it's just a programming course. Actually, it is not a programming course. The course title itself is numerical analysis. So basically, this is sort of a hybrid course. We do programming and we do proving of theorems. So kung makita nyo sa work text, there are some highly technical things, but of course, we'll try to bring it down to the undergraduate level and we'll try to make you appreciate those things, even if your only background is Math 38 and AMAT 152, right? So kaya dyan, we don't just implement algorithms, but we also prove theorems, right? And then we also determine the characteristics of these algorithms, which is more on the purview of applied mathematics. And of course, we don't just want you to apply these algorithms, kasi this na computer programming na lang kayo. We also want you to use these numerical methods in solving scientific problems, so or basic problems based on real-world data. Okay. And then part C, you have the course outline here. So we have a very packed outline. Unit 1 is just a review of the fundamentals of computing. And this is one thing that you will do on your own for week 1. You need to review the Bachmann-Landau notations, machine errors, and floating point representation for numbers, and then some characteristics of numerical algorithms. So you can use your notes from AMAT 152. I think na-discuss to doon. Actually, I'm one of the proponents who wrote AMAT 152, so I expect you have this there. But in case you didn't have this there, nandun naman siya sa work text. I do have suggested pages for you to read from the work text pertaining to Unit 1. But don't worry, if you think this is too much for the first week, alam ko busy pa kayo probably with registration matters, setting up your Canvas or your computing software, that's fine. There is no graded assessment for the first week pertaining to these topics, pero please kindly read on them because we will encounter these terms or these concepts as we go along and discuss specific algorithms. So magpa-pop up siya, and I won't spend too much time going into the details of each of these terms, all right? And then we have 3 major chapters. We have polynomial interpolation or approximation, numerical differentiation, which is the shortest among the 3, and numerical integration, which I find very relevant and helpful especially for applied mathematicians. Okay. Oh, by the way, don't hesitate to butt in if you have any questions. Just either put it in the chat if you don't want to speak, or raise your hand if you want, or you can just unmute yourself and then, yeah, ask your question. Okay. So in general, that pala binago ko to, no? So the class will be in both synchronous and asynchronous mode. So synchronous sessions could be a substitute for asynchronous mode. Ang idea ko kasi parang ang hirap pag-aralan ang math on your own. So kahit kasi nung time namin, meron yung books, merong materials which we can read on our own, but we still go to the classroom and talk with the teacher or listen to the teacher. So that means reading modules, however good the modules are written, parang mas okay pa rin na makapag-interact sa teacher, or there should be somebody who will explain to you verbally kung ano yung mga topics. Kasi I still find it hard to just read things and just and expect that I will learn everything on the readings or just based on the readings. So I still want to do the discussion. So yun nga. So if you can, we can meet to discuss the topics for a particular week, which could be a substitute for you reading the modules. So pwedeng yun yung maging substitute. But again, if you really cannot join the sessions or cannot watch the videos, you can read the modules instead. So parang we'll try to make this as equitable as possible. Okay. So as I've mentioned earlier, our course site is Canvas. So hopefully you guys are already member of the Canvas course site. So for those who are not yet members, so you can use this link. Pero meron pa bang hindi member ng Canvas dito? Can I see a show of hands? Lahat ba kayo ay member na ng Canvas? Because the thing is, everything, all submissions will be done via Canvas. So hopefully nakapag-join na kayo. All right. And then if you don't have a Canvas account yet, you can request for one using your UP email via this link. So you can use that link to request for a Canvas site, Canvas account. All right. And then for online synchronous classes, for the this is just preference for the teleconference platform. Yung Canvas meron siyang built-in, though we tried it with my Math 101 class or my Math 101 lab instructors. Nag-blue screen yung laptop ko. And actually for Microsoft Teams kasi mababa yung bandwidth the desktop app, right? And it also has a mobile app which I find very helpful, especially with short communications with students. So yeah, so I think there are some of you who are not yet part of MS Teams. Kasi nasa lobby pa sila. I need to admit them into the room. And I think one disadvantage of not being a member of the team is hindi nyo makikita yung chat, right? So yeah, so if you have the time later, probably you can set up your Teams account. So the Teams account, it comes with the UP provided Office 365 subscription. So kung nag-avail kayo ng Microsoft Office suite that is provided by UP via the UP subscription, so nakakuha kayo na at outlook.up.edu.ph login credentials, which you used to download the Office 365 applications like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So that's the same login credential that you need to download Microsoft Teams. Yun din yung ilalogin nyo sa Microsoft Teams. And once you have entered Microsoft Teams using that account, you can search for the Math174 team using this code. Probably I can tour you around Microsoft Teams. Yeah. Kung wala pa kayong account or Outlook account from the UP365 subscription, you can visit this website for instructions on how to get one. Right? So take advantage also of these kasi free na Microsoft Office yung makukuha nyo. So legit na yung magiging Microsoft app. Request one from. So this is how Microsoft Teams look like. Meron na ba nakagamit dito before ng Microsoft Teams? Because I heard hindi siya ganun masyadong ginagamit dito sa LB.
First time ko po ma-encounter to, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's fine. All right, so tingnan natin. Ano ko ba? Yeah, let me share my. Okay, here we go. Okay, so ating Teams. So pag nakapag-login na kayo sa Microsoft Teams, na-download nyo na siya. Though if you don't have the subscription yet or you don't have the account yet, pwedeng mag-join kayo sa meetings via the link I provided. So i-open nyo lang siya sa browser nyo. But I highly recommend that you try to download the desktop app. So para mas mababa yung bandwidth na kakainin niya. So once you log in into Teams, ito yung bubungad sa inyo, yung Teams homepage. So you will see all the Microsoft Teams that you are a part of. So I'm teaching 101, 155, and 174 this semester. So I have one team for each of them. So when you go to Math 174, or by the way, before you need to join. So punta lang kayo dito sa upper right-hand corner. You see join or create team. Click on that. And then use the code that I flashed earlier. Probably I can flash it again when I go back to the PDF file. Just type in here the code, and then you'll be automatically entered in the Math 174 team. Right. So the thing I like about Teams is that when you go to the channels, so pwedeng gumawa ng multiple channels. Usually general is default. I also sometimes put a discussions channel where you can post some stuff that you want to discuss with the class, or if you want to have a purely social interaction with your classmates, that's also fine. Para siyang Facebook yung interface. So parallel siya. I created a channel for live lecture sessions. So all live lecture session feeds will be here. Makita niyo siya dito. For instance, here we are on the Math 174 Section V orientation meeting. So you will see that here. The nice thing about Teams is once we end the meeting, 5 or 10 minutes after the recording will be available under this thread. So pag kinlik nyo yan, makikita nyo yung thread, makikita nyo yung mga messages sa chats. So posted siya as comments then dun sa thread. And then once we leave the meeting, once in-end ko siya, after some few minutes, lalabas na dito yung recording. And it is automatically saved on the OneDrive, on Microsoft OneDrive, which also you have unlimited storage, I think, being part of the UP subscription. So yeah, hindi nyo na kailangang antaying mag-post ako ng link para sa recording. If you really want to look at it, yeah, access nyo na siya dun sa thread. Though whenever I have the time, I'll make another post kasi baka matabunan siya dun sa chat. So ipopost ko siya dito as a separate thread and ipopost ko rin siya sa Canvas para meron tayong centralized repository. But again, if you are in a hurry, you want to see the recordings right away, and I haven't posted the links yet, you can access the recordings under the meeting thread. Okay. And then if you have the team subscription, you don't need to search for any links. Punta lang kayo sa calendar dito sa kaliwa. So you see a calendar button here. Just click on it. Then makikita nyo lahat ng scheduled meetings nyo on Teams. So you see here, Math 174, nandito tayo ngayon. And then say I have another Teams meeting for my other class. I can click on it and then click join. I don't need to have a separate link for it. Though I will share the links also in Canvas. So kung mas Canvas naman yung ginagamit nyo, so pwedeng dun na lang kayo mag-join or via that link na lang yung gamitin nyo. All right. And Teams, it is that it has a handy chat channel. Sorry, data privacy. So hindi siya pwedeng kapaki siya. Nakasave siya sa, meron akong app sa phone ko ng Teams, so magno-notify siya na parang Facebook Messenger. So I usually want students to message me on chat rather than on Messenger kasi baka pumunta sa spam kung Messenger yan. And yeah, mas immediate yung feedback. You can send me a chat any time of day. Sorry, naglalag ba ako? Patayin ko na lang yung camera ko. Baka bandwidth ko yung mababa. All right. So yeah. Yeah, chat me any time of the day. Kung gising ako, mag-reply ako. But if you have long requests or long questions, pwedeng via email nyo na lang siya isend. Any questions so far? Aside from still there, guys? Hopefully hindi ako sa meeting. Okay, thank you, Miguel. So yeah, so wala pa namang questions? Okay, so probably we can also take a look at the Canvas site. Let's see. So hopefully nakapag-member na rin kayo ng Canvas. And this is what you'll see as a student in Canvas. So here, here's our homepage. And in the homepage, I'll usually include some information. So here is the Teams code. So dun sa mga hindi pa members ng Microsoft team, you can use this code to join the team. And then I also put the lecture meetings, the links to the lecture meetings here. And then your lab instructors also put their meeting links in here in the announcement banner. Makita nyo siya dyan. And then there are some helpful links here. So course modules, you can click on course modules and makikita nyo yung module. So module 1 is for week 1. These are the materials that you will need. You can download them en masse. So nandiyan na siya. Module 2, this is what we'll do next week. Ito yung material. Nandiyan na yung lahat ng kailangan yung basahin or references or notes that you. So lab exercise 1 is also there. All right. So that's the modules section. And then if you want to read ahead and hindi pa available yung module for that particular week and you want to get started with the next topics, you can click on the work text. Then you'll be directed to my personal website on my teaching page. And then kita niyo yung numerical analysis. You can click on it and then it will lead you to a copy of the work text. You can download this actually if you want to have an offline copy. This is I think almost 200 pages of material that you can read. Nandito na yung coverage ng buong course. Chapter 1 is you should wala pang AMAT 152, so kailangan namin i-discuss yung certain bulk nung Math 152 and Math 174. So that's what chapter 1 is. But the main focus for 174 is or would be chapters 3 until 4. All right. And then you will also see more exercises here. Kung medyo gusto niyo ng practice problems, you can look at extra problems here. So may mga links pala dun sa PDF file, so you can just click on them para ma-lead kayo dun sa particular section. So for instance, saan ba ako may lab exer? Yeah, there you go. So meron mga sample problems that you can try on your own. Ask your lab instructors if they can pattern the lab exercise that they will prepare based on the end of each topic. So in the work text. So if you want more examples, you can visit the work text, right? Kasi dun sa modules, it's more of just examples, discussion, and the lab exer themselves. So wala nang practice problems and so on, right? And then probably from time to time in the lecture, if we have time, we can answer some of these problems live. So para meron kayong guide on how to answer these problems. Okay. So yeah, again, this is available to you. Just use your UP email accounts kasi nasa Google Drive ko siya. Or I think public access ko na yata to. I believe education should be for all. So hindi ko ipagdadamot yung materials na ginawa ko. But if you see some typo errors, conceptual, or just little typos, just let me know para ma-edit ko siya. Okay, so going back to Canvas, and then you can go to the assignments link. So click nyo yung picture ng assignments. Yan, bumabagal na yung internet ko. Sorry about that. Naglalag na rin ako. But anyway, there you go. Yeah. Makikita nyo dito lahat ng upcoming assignments. So there are 2 important dates for each assignment. You have the due date, which is when we expect to get your work. So for instance, lab exer 0, which is just a consent and declaration form, right before midnight, 11:59 p.m. And then it will be available until September 27. So if you, sa Canvas, open yung submission until September 27. But however, I think I put a deduction for late submissions. So I think by default, 10% per day of being late yung mamaminus sa score. But again, if there are some mitigating circumstances that that will cause you not to be able to meet the deadline, just let me know. Halimbawa sabihin nyo, sir, nagkasakit ako or hindi po ako okay mentally or may pinagdaanan po ako this past few weeks or down po yung internet namin for several days. So just let me know ahead of time na hindi nyo ma-meet yung deadline so that I can make the appropriate changes for you. From the Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs, we are encouraged not to give stringent deadlines on a case-to-case basis. So nilagay ko lang yung mga deadline dates dyan just to guide you so that you can pace yourself para hindi kayo matabunan ng mga isa-submit towards the end of the semester. But yeah, I can be very flexible with the deadline. Just let me know, okay? So hindi ko malalaman yung nangyayari sa inyo if you wouldn't share it with me. So if you feel you wouldn't be able to meet the deadline, just let me know and I'll make the appropriate adjustments. All right. But again, preferably do it ahead of time. So kung alam niyo na naman na hindi niyo matatapos, sabihan niyo ako kagad. All right. Huwag naman yung after the deadline na kayo nang magsasabi na, sir, hindi ko na meet yung deadline. So mas okay na meron kayong pasabi before na, sir, baka malate po yung submission ko, baka pwedeng wala na pong deduction. And I'll be more than happy to accommodate your requests. All right, so as long as nasabi niyo siya on a timely manner. Okay. You can also do advanced submissions. So I guess LabXer 1.1 and 1.2 are already available for you guys. So you can also submit in advance. Pero ang idea kasi yung module X, for instance, gagawin natin siya sa week X. So dun sa buong week X, i-discuss natin ano yung laman ng module and what are the topics or the concepts that you need to master. And then the lab Xer in module X will be due the Monday of week X plus 1. So laging yung Monday after the week when the module was assigned, yun yung deadline. And there are two reasons for that. Number one, to give you time, probably, to spend your weekend too much on ACAD stuff. That's for you to rest and re-energize yourselves. Pero if you need more time to finish it, then go ahead, use the weekend. And then also, take advantage of the lab sessions. So sabi ko sa lab instructors, pwede niyong i-guide yung mga students for the laboratory exercises na i-address yung questions, i-guide kayo kung anong susunod na gawin if you are lost. So you can do that during the lab classes. So yeah, you can do the lab exercise beforehand or during the labs. Pero highly encourage that you try it if you have time before the lab session so that at least alam nyo na yung itatanong sa lab instructors on that following Monday. And then you will have some hours to finish and finalize your work. The deadline for submission will be before midnight, 11:59 p.m. Okay? Question pala, kasi some of you already answered laboratory Xer 0, which is the consent form. And then I already graded them. So nakatanggap pa kayo ng notification, an email or a ping na nag-grade na yung lab Xer 0 niyo? Hello guys. Nandyan pa ba kayo?
Nakikita
Yes,
po sa
yes.
sir, dashboard.
Okay. Okay. So, yun. Kung nag-notify siya via email, kasi yung ibang estudyante, ginawa ko kasi yan sa Open University when I was teaching. So, kasi parang gusto ko na pag may na-receive ako, checkan ko na kagad kung may time ako. Ayoko kasi nung meron nakalagay sa to-do list, merong notification na na-trigger ako. Gusto ko tapos siya lahat. So, and then sometimes I work during the unholy hours, 11 p.m. to say 2 or 3 a.m. So tapos nag-check ako. Tapos yun pala nag-notify sa students via email. And then some of them get anxious when they see a notification from me or from Canvas or from Moodle yung gamit namin on na your homework was graded. So parang naging anxious sila or nagkakaroon sila ng adverse reactions to it. So if you don't want to be notified, please turn it off from your end kasi hindi ko siya magagawa for the entire class. And then the idea is some of you might want to get immediate feedback. So if you submit a lab Xer to me or a problem set to me, if I'm available, I'll try to grade it as soon as I get it. Hopefully hindi ako maging busy towards the semester. Pero yeah, so if you want immediate feedback, turn your notifications on because chances are even in the wee hours of the day, I will send you a notification. But again, if you get anxious or you don't want to be disturbed with these notifications or hindi lang kayo comfortable to receive these notifications, please turn it off. Kaya meron sa settings to turn those notifications off. So that's for assignments. And then yeah, and then here I have a video recording page. So I think ginawa na to ng ibang lab instructors. You can click on it. Dito ko i-upload yung video recordings or yung links sa video recordings. But again, they will be available on MS Teams. Your lab classes recordings will also be available on this page. Feature is the grades tab. You can click on grades. Then makita nyo kung ano na yung standing nyo. So once we graded your exercises or your laboratory exercises, sample student lang to. Randomly naggawa lang ako ng, iniskoran ko lang to, this test student. So you see you get 37 out of 50, say in part 1. In part 2 of the lab exer, you get 15. So for a total of 52%, lalabas na dito yung relative standing nyo for the semester and the relative grade. So that means meron ng 100 points that was graded. You only get 52 out of 100. So relative standing to. So this is just based on what was already graded. And then meron na yung numerical equivalent. Though again, this is just relative. So marami pa namang darating na laboratory exercises. Oh, by the way, our grading scheme is 40% lab exers, 40% on problem sets, and 20% for a final project, which we can talk about as the semester progresses. Okay? Any questions? Or meron ba kayong appeal sa grading scheme? Or is that fine? 40% lab exer, 40% prob sets, and 20% final project. Wala ba kayong ini-negotiate or something? You're totally fine with that?
Sir,
Yes.
for the final project, I assume that's gonna be a by group. Kami po ba ang pipili po ng team, ng groupmates namin, or ikaw po ang mag-a-assign ng groupmates namin?
Good question. I will I will allow you to pick your own group. Pero if you cannot find a group, sabihan nyo lang ako na you need a groupmate. Sorry, nakat yata ako doon. Hello. So yeah, in the final project, we can do it in groups. We'll release the final. We'll release the final instructions on that as the semester progresses. Pag-usapan namin ng lab instructors. But initially, we plan it to be a by-group project, and I will give you the liberty to choose your own group para comfortable kayo sa mga magiging groupmates nyo. But again, if you are having troubles contacting groupmates, you can do it on your own if you want, or we can help you find a group for you. So pwedeng ako yung mag-assign. Pero ang priority is you can pick whoever you want. Okay ba yun?
Apo, sir. Thank you po.
Yeah, kasi hindi ko rin alam kung ano yung preferred nyo. Gusto nyo mag-work with your friends or yung mas mga kakilala nyo na, or gusto nyo ako yung mag-assign. Kasi dati, gusto ko nag-assign na yung teacher kasi medyo introverted ako. So, hindi ako yung ganung ma-approach na estudyante. So, I usually end up doing things alone by myself if free naman kami to choose because I'm not good at interacting with people. So yeah, but either way, do it according to what you are comfortable with. So form your own group, or if you want to do it solo, that's fine with me. If you want to do it with a group, but you don't, if you're and you're having troubles finding a group, then we can help you with that. Okay, so more on that probably later. All right, so any other questions or concerns? I think we almost covered everything that I want to talk about. So it's time for you guys to speak and ask your questions. Oh, by the way, before that pala, I think I mentioned it in the course guide. Again, I want to simulate a face-to-face meeting in this class. So meaning, hindi ko lang kayo pababayaan on your own to read the modules. Though again, I try to make the modules as self-explanatory as possible. But I still believe in the power of verbal communication with students, even in a remote setup. So I plan to still have twice a week meetings for the class para ma-cover natin yung laman ng module. Again, it's highly optional. It's optional, but highly encouraged. All right. So, kaya lang, meron akong dalawang lecture sections ng Math 174. I was thinking na ang gagawin ko kaya ay tig-isa. Pero magkaiba yung topic. I mean, instead of holding 4 classes for Math 174 a week, I'm thinking, can I reduce it to 2 sessions? So, I mean, isang session sa section nyo, which we will hold, ano nga bang schedule natin? Tuesdays, during this time, 11:30 to 12:30. And then the part 2 of the lecture sessions, iniisip ko kung pwede bang gawin siya doon naman sa schedule ng kabilang section, which is 8:30 to 9:30 every Wednesday. So para twice lang ako magsising classes kasi parehas lang naman yung content. Now, that's the first option. It's advantageous for me. Hindi ko na ulitin yung sessions, all right? And then again, you can join the session live and then watch and then kung may klase kayo during the other session, you can just watch the recording. But I'm also open to another option. I can do lectures 4 times a week, so 2 sessions for you during our TTH schedule, 11:30 to 12:30. And then for the other lecture section, I can also do it 8:30 to 9:30 WF. So what do you think is better? Or what's your preference? We do it tayo na lang lecture section B or i-combine na lang natin tig-isa tayong lecture sessions? What do you think? Kasi kung halimbawang ganito, how many? We are about there are about 25 or more than 25 students in this class. So kung ganito naman laging participation, I think it's better that we do separate lecture sessions from the other lecture. We do it on our time kung marami namang uma-attend. So kasi pwede tayo mag-interact on a more intimate level. Pero kasi kung isa, dalawa, tatlo lang naman yung attend, tapos hindi pa kayo magsasalita, so parang nagmo-monologue lang din ako. So why not just monologue twice a week and then papanoorin nyo lang naman yung video after? So I want to hear from you. What do you think, guys? Which one do you prefer? Separate lecture sessions or let's just combine them?
Sir, I think it's easier than for you if combine na lang po. Since maybe there are questions from one section na ganun din pala question ng kabilang section, edi nasagot niya na pareho in one class.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm thinking about. Na at saka para once ma-force lang kayo to attend once a week. Tapos papanoorin nyo na lang yung video ng kabilang lecture. But again, the thing is magkahati. So sa atin halimbawa yung first half ng module for that week. And then i-deliver ko live yung second half dun sa other section. So kung hindi kayo free na umattend ng 8:30 to 9:30 every Wednesday because you might have another class, pwedeng panoorin nyo na lang yung video recording. I think that's optimal. That's more optimal. But if you prefer that we meet live, that's perfectly fine with me. Lian, you're raising your hand.
Yes po, sir. I think it's okay lang. I can attend naman po the sessions kahit na may kasama pong mga from other sections kasi nababalikan kahit na papaano naman po, nababalikan naman po namin at our own time yung mga video recordings po. So, I don't mind po kung may kasama po na, from other sections po.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Lian. Yeah, yun nga lang yung disadvantage. If you really want to attend both sessions, but you have another class on that time, so yun lang yung magiging disadvantage ng combined lectures. But I think it's highly convenient, especially for me. But I want you guys to have all the convenience as possible. Yes, CK, you have something to say?
Ano po sir, I also like it po sana na combined na lang with section B. However, yun nga po, may klase rin po ako ng Wednesday. So, mas gusto ko rin, so ngayon po, I think it's better na separate ang discussions kasi gusto ko rin po na nakaka-attend po ako ng class live.
Okay. Yeah, actually, torn nga ako kaya pinasa ko sa mga estudyante yung option. But yeah, how about the others? I don't know, meron bang strict university policy na once a week lang pwedeng mag-synchronous class? Or wala naman? I was browsing through the OVPAA memo and parang wala naman silang nabanggit. Though I think yun yata yung practice last semester. Tama nga ba? Sorry, I wasn't here last semester, so hindi ko gamay yung setup.
Last semester po wala naman pong bawal na ganun po, and I have a class na twice a week po siya mag-synchronous, sir. And right
Okay.
now I think wala naman pong bawal na ganun.
All right, that's fine. So, pero okay lang ba yun? Kasi personally, mas gusto ko talaga yung nag-i-interact with students or kahit nung estudyante ako, kahit minsan nag-attend, kasi when I was doing my PhD, nag-online classes din kami. Alam ko naman yung ginagawa nyo. Ginawa ko rin yan. Meron din akong tablet sa tabi na nag-play ng Netflix. Meron akong mobile game na nilalaro habang nakikinig with the teacher. Pero iba pa rin yung may interaction with the teacher, right? So kung meron topic na hindi clear, saka minsan mas okay makinig kaysa magbasa sometimes. Pero minsan mas okay magbasa at makinig or magbasa lang kaysa makinig and so on. So yeah, let me think about it during the week. I'll let you know on Tuesday what we will do. I'll talk with the other section tomorrow then for their orientation. I'll post the same question and then I'll decide on over the weekend what to do with that setup. All right? Yun pala, Phil, treat this as a safe space. So ask questions if you want. Don't hesitate to express your feelings. Hindi ko malalaman kung ano yung nafe-feel nyo if you will not let me know. So if you have a question, no matter how dumb or stupid you think it is, sorry for the term, pero yeah, you can ask me about it. I will not judge you for that. So kung sabihin niyo, sir, hindi ko talaga naintindihan, ano yung sinabi nyo? So don't hesitate to ask that question. And that's how we learn. We communicate, right? Because if I will deliver the lecture, as feeling ko ang galing-galing ko mag-lecture, tapos wala kayong tanong, I will assume that you learned everything. That's why you don't have any questions. So that's no question type 1. Pero may no question type 2, yung wala ka talagang napulot kahit ano. Feeling ko lang maganda yung lecture ko pero hindi siya, yung message hindi nag-come across with my students. So kaya wala silang matanong kasi wala silang naintindihan kahit ano. Not even enough to formulate a question. So pwedeng ganon. So feel free to let me know, all right? So I always tell my students, it is better to look like a fool for one moment than be a fool for a lifetime. So at the moment that you ask what you think is a stupid question, you might look like a fool to everyone or to yourself, but it's better that way than to kimkimin yung question nyo and remain clueless for the rest of the semester. So treat this as a safe space. Kung talagang hindi nyo na-get, sabihin nyo, I am more than willing to redo the lecture, all right? Or to re-emphasize the topic. But again, I wouldn't know if you will not communicate, all right? Also, if you are having difficulties with the deadlines and so on, let me know. Kung feeling nyo, sir, napakadami nating sinasubmit. every other week merong exer. Ang haba po ng exer. Let me know. Let us know, and we can do appropriate adjustments. All right. What else? I think I said my piece. How about you guys? You want to share something? Oh yes, Tristan.
Hello po sir. Naririnig po ako?
Yep. Loud and
Ayun
clear.
po. Sa this for this week po, is it okay na mag-request po ng kahit isang session lang po ng review po para sa mga need pong i-ano for like yung iba po pong parang ina-expect na parang expected sa amin. Like a small review lang po para po dun sa mga topics na yan. Like
Okay.
ayan po, sir. Ano po?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, good thing you brought that up. Yeah, siguro we can do the review on ano nga ngayon, Tuesday, on Thursday, on class time. So I will be available during this time, probably to go through some of the review topics. My main reference would be the work text. Yeah, pwede natin yung pag-usapan. So if you are free, you can join us on Thursday. I'll send the link later, but if you're on MS Teams, you'll see it on the calendar. Okay, is that good, Tristan?
Ayun lang po, sir. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, you're welcome. How about the others? Any other questions, requests? Wala na. So I hope we'll have a productive semester. Keep your communication lines open. Let me see. May nakalimutan ko ba ako? I think wala na. So if there are no other questions, then I think that's it for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you want to join the session on Thursday, then let's meet on Thursday. All right? So bye, everyone. Thank you for coming today. Keep safe.
Sir,
Oh, yes.
may habol po sana.
Oh, good, good.
For the programming language na ano ko po sir, napansin ko po na you want us to take advantage of MATLAB kung kaya po namin ng MATLAB, pero okay rin naman po kung Python. But for lab exercises, nakita ko rin po na yung submission, type ng file for submission is PDF files. So are we just going to put the results of our programming isusulat lang po ba namin yung result? Like yung polynomial na nakuha po namin using Python or MATLAB?
Mm-hmm. From my point of view, yes, kasi hindi naman to programming course, so I wouldn't go into the details of the programming language that you use to get those results. So yeah, ganun ko dinidesign yung exercises when I was teaching Math 174 probably 5 or 6 years ago. Pero I gave the lab instructors the free rein in designing the lab exercises para training na rin sa kanila. So yeah, I'll consult with them. Pwede kong baguhin yung submission if they yung submission files. So if later they will tell me, sir, pa-submit natin yung Python file nila o yung MATLAB script nila or yung Excel file nila, babaguhin ko na lang yung submission, yung file submission requirement. Pero ideally, that's how I imagine it. Hindi ko natitingnan how you came up with the answer, and I'll trust that you guys, since nag-sign naman kayo ng declaration that you'll be academically honest. So, results na lang and the interpretation yung hahanapin ko. Pero again, if your lab instructors would like to see your programming language or the programming code that you use, then babaguhin ko na lang yung sa submission. All right? So we'll let you know.
Salamat po, sir.
All right. Any other pahabol? Sorry, overtime tayo. Meron pa rin ba ngayong 10-minute rule sa pagdi-dismiss? We need to dismiss you 10 minutes ahead of time. So, na-violate ko na siya for today. Sa bagay, orientation lang naman. All right, so no other pahabol. So that's it for now. So thank you, everyone. Have a good day. See you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Maraming salamat din po,
Thank you po,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're all welcome.